I'm going to say good morning again to my family and friends here at ITC. It's good to be together again. I don't get over here as much as I would like to. Not so concerned about me per se because I'm okay, but my mom is she's an Alzheimer's patient and she's 80 odd years old, pretty close to 90. And I try to keep myself healthy so I can help care for her. I can't go to her place sick, so I just make sure that I take advantage of the distancing so that I can be available to help with help. Because we have her at home. She's at home, and there's three of us sisters, and we kind of take turns caring for her. And I want to spend time with my mom, so I don't want to jeopardize her health. So I get here. When I'm here, I'm so excited to be with family, because that social distancing kind of isolates us. I do kind of get aggravated sometimes because I want to get out and about. I want to go to a movie with a buddy, and I want to sit down across the dining room table or a restaurant table and have dinner with my friends, but I can't always do that now with COVID, but that's okay. We Zoom it, we WhatsApp it, we talk, we FaceTime and Facebook it. So we get together. Hope you all do too. Hope you take advantage of that. Don't let this situation isolate you and make you, take care of yourself. But know that we are social animals. We are meant for to mingle and co-create with one another, and we have to be together to do it sometimes. But until such time as they get a cure or a handle on this situation, do take every precaution to take care of yourself and your families. Thank you for being here this morning, and I appreciate everyone that has masks on. I really appreciate that. I can't talk, and you can't read my lips if my mask is on, and so I'm socially distant. I'm up here. But anyway, good morning again, and I'm Jean Aaron. And today's message, the title of my message today, I think that they published, I think it was Matters of the Heart, because that was something that I had worked on earlier that last over in the week. Well, of course, Divine and Father has other plans. I had no idea who's going to be here, who needed to hear what, or what needed to be said, but Father did. So Father gave me a new message yesterday. Your life, your journey. That's what I'm talking about. And I was busy writing it up, penciling it down, and I typed it up, early this morning, and I retyped it, and I read a few times, but I'm hoping I got it right. I'm gonna give you what was given me. So your life, your journey. Our life is a constant journey from birth to death. The landscape changes, the people change, we change, our needs change, but the train just keeps on going. Life just keeps on going. Changes happen. But as long as we've got breath and we haven't reached that destination called death, life is happening. It's going on. And, it's all about the train. It's all about that moving train. It's not about the destination. We get cheers and rah-rahs and, oh, isn't that cute when we're born and come in. We get ushered in here and excited about that new little person and being born, and little does that little person know all of the journey that it's going to take until later on in life wakes up and say, this is life, huh? All right, what diaper changing? My mama and daddy taking care of things. I gotta get it. Okay, I gotta jump on that train. So that's what we do. So that's my message today. I'm gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that today. And my preliminary to this, I'm gonna give you what was given to me. But as I was typing it up or last night and this morning, it just dawned on me. It says and this is something that really came to me after the fact. And I hope Father forgives me for adding this, but there is a self that sits deep inside of me, who observes the entirety of my existence. It's an observer. And that self, that observer, must surely at some point in time during this journey of mine, must connect with the higher self, with the divine, with creation, with God, so that I will have access to things that's beyond, well, this worlds and worlds apart. That's beyond my knowing and my understanding in this earth realm. Because when I have access to God and to higher power and to higher self, that's access to absolutely everything. So there is a time in that observer, if you would, who is connected and have access to everything, to creation. That's the essence of who we are. The essence of who we are is that life, that God peace, that eternal peace. And again, that access, that connection between myself, yourself, God, your higher self, yourself, you're that observer. It gives us unlimited access to absolutely anything and everything if we just stay connected and we feast on that connection and we take advantage of that connection and we appreciate that connection. And it's totally over and beyond what we exist here. And I'm going to tell you too, it's over and beyond sometimes what your brain and your mind can comprehend. Because sometimes if you think about your dreams sometimes and you think about maybe some visions. I don't know if you have visions. I have visions, but some dreams. I'm going to talk about my dreams because sometimes I have some dreams that's way out there. And then when I wake up in the morning, and I started journaling my dreams, but I find often that this words can't, I don't have the words sometimes to journal, to put down, to write down that experience, that what I saw. Sometimes they don't stay with me very long. I don't know about you, but I get busy and I start whatever. I guess that when I'm asleep, I get that connection. I just get that connection with my higher self, and I'm not worried about anything else. Everything else is done. It's me and my subconscious, and that observer is connected. Gives me understandings that my mind can't really present to the world. But you know what? I remember it. I hold on to it. There's a part of me that's got it, that hasn't. So I was thinking about that when I thought about our journey. And I thought about who observes the journey. We're doing the journey, but there's a life in us, there's a presence in us that just observes what we're doing, watching. We got this physical body that goes out and expresses and experiences the existence, but there's a part of us that just it's just being and just receiving and observing and watching, receiving it, understanding it. Not sure what it does. It's a mystery. Sometimes you think about it, when you really think about it, it's a mystery. So that observer, and it's in all of us. We all have it. We all have a piece of that life in us that came here to accomplish something. And it's using this house, this body, this earth suit to have that experience. I wonder about that a lot. I think about it and I meditate on it often. And you probably you may wonder why. I don't know. And I'm going to tell you, basically, there's many reasons that I particularly wonder. And I know some people think, well, why, you waste your precious time thinking about that or wondering about that. But, one of the reasons that I wonder about it is because it's my journey. I'm wondering about this person that's observing this journey, this person, this being, this spirit, this life that's observing it. That if I give my physical body and my physical capacities and abilities over to it would direct me as to what kind of experiences to have and how to experience that and how to be this and how to experience it. Because that part of me knows why I came here, knows the mission that was the purpose of my being here. That observer, that piece of life. That's the person, that's that life that's on this journey and using this this body for the amount of time that's given it. And it probably knows the number of days. I don't, as a physical person, I don't know the number of days. I just struggle and try to keep myself healthy, try to make as many as I can out of it. But it knows. And if I maintain that connection with that observer and that higher self, I may be able to work that journey out a little bit better than I do. Because I don't know what it is. But anyway, I do. That's one of the things I do, and I'm kind of an oddball. I'm one of the odd ones, but I'm with company. We're all in this together, and I love that. But anyway, so basically, why I said that life we're talking about life is a journey, and basically as that is observer, I'm going to talk about that life in us, that being, that one that is appreciating the experience that it's having. I'm going to talk about that, and basically the journey. Since life is a journey, it's considered a journey, and I consider it a journey. I hope you all do too. Hope you all feel like understand that you are on a journey here. We're not here to stay. Our journey starts at birth, and it ends at death. Now, I don't know if death is actually the destination, but I tell you what, it is the destination for this physical body, all right? It is that destination. So I don't know what happens after this physical body's done. I don't know if that being has more of a destination. And that's probably a topic for another Sunday or another subject. But we do know that life takes us on a journey of self-discovery, discovering who that observer is. And a lot of times we think it's all about the physical self. The life that's on this journey is that observer, is that God life, that God peace. That peace that's gonna vacate the premises come death. It's gonna be, it's done with that 100 years or 80 years, or my family lives to be way early into the hundreds, so I may, if I'm blessed like most, I might live until I'm 100 or so. But once that's done, that observer, that God life continues on and on. That's the piece that's on a mission. And that's the piece that I would encourage you to be aware of. Be aware of. Because that is your higher self. And I promise you, without a doubt in my mind, that the higher you, the higher self, in maintaining that connection and listening to and following the lead of that observer and that life, that being that came here to have the experience, you will get the best out of your life. The best out of your life. Okay? So this journey called life, I call it's basically a discovery, self-discovery. You're discovering who you are, what you are, how you are. And we're here. Like I said, this eternal life is here for a short period of time in its understanding or its capacity of life, because it's eternal. So that's one of the reasons, basically, that I meditate on that. I think about that. I wonder about that life, that being that's here, having its existence through what I do, what I don't do, who I meet, who I share with, who I don't share with. And I try, as just a regular person, and I know we all do, we try to be connected with our higher self so that we will understand the purpose of our life, the purpose of this particular piece of our journey. That life, I'm talking about that God life. Then I'm not talking about this life. Because I may have a whole different plan than what this God life was designed to accomplish while I was here. But I want to know what it is. Don't you want to know what it is? I know you do. So this morning, I'm going to share with you 3 things. I want to share with you my understanding of the life journey. And I realize that we're all on different places in our journey, but we're all on a journey. And guess what? We all chose, all of us, that observer in us realizes, and all of us realizes that we chose to be here together. And we chose to be here together at this time, obviously, so here we are. We chose to be alive at this point in time. We all here. We all are on a different, we're all on a different part of our journey. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know my days are numbered. Today may be it. I may live to see 100 and plus, like my family. But sometimes we travel alone. Sometimes we travel with one, or ones, or another. Here I am traveling with you this morning. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the journey. And I want you, and understanding that I'm not talking about the 100 years that I might be blessed enough to see. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the journey that we came here as that being, that observer, that's having that experience, this life that we're helping provide a human experience for the flesh, man, in this 3-dimensional and earth, physical. And the second thing I want to talk about is I want to leave you with a couple of thoughts. And I want to leave you with a thought about your own personal understanding and your own personal journey into self, journey into understanding and being aware of that observer, that God life in you, and maintaining a connection. And I want to encourage you to maintain a connection with your higher self, so that, and we were doing it this morning with meditation. We were doing it. We set aside a time when we're here to do that. But hopefully you do it on your time and in your way and in your place. And you can do it more than once a day. You can do it more than once a week. Don't have to take Sunday to do it. But I want to encourage you to do that. I want to leave you with the thought of how you're doing on that self-discovery, that journey that you're on, that observe that with that higher self, with God, and how's your travel going? How's the trip? And last, I want to leave you with some questions, and I want you to ask yourself, where am I on this journey? Do I even know in the moment where I am on the journey? Do you ever take time and wonder, am I on the right track, Lord? Am I on the right pathway? Do you ever wonder that? So I want to leave you with that. Where am I on my journey, and how is the journey faring me? I want you to encourage you to take time to evaluate and assess how far you've been on your journey. Old folks say, I've been a long way. Some of those old hymns that talk about been a long way, and here I am after all this time. Well, how you doing? Here you are. You've been on this journey since birth, and once you became aware, like we are all aware. We're conscious and aware of who and what we are. So how are we doing on the trip? So those are 3 things I'm going to leave with you today. Understanding that this is a life journey. And understanding that part of that life journey, the main piece of that life journey, is to be aware of who you are. Self-awareness. Because the more awakened you are, and the more aware you are, the more you start living that authentic and true person that's designed inside of you to be. Take the journey. So why is it that I consider life a journey? Why do we consider life a journey? Well, because life has a beginning and life has an ending. Like I said, at birth, the journey starts, and at death, as far as this part of the journey, it's over. Again, I'm not going to say that's our destination, but that's the destination for this part of the experience. All right? I don't know what happens after that. We're born, We live, we have our existence, our being, our experiences, and we die. Sounds like a journey to me. But what do we do on the journey? You know, what do you do on a journey? What do we do? We pack our little bags or take a just talking about a regular old journey, a regular trip. We pack our bag. We map out where we're going. We map quested or whatever. We get AAA to give us a map or whatever. We map it out. We get a destination, and we usually have a little itinerary of what we're going to be doing while we're there. We do. We have an itinerary. We do. This for us and the humans. So what do you think? What do you think the observer or that God life? What does it use for that map or that itinerary? I don't even know if it really has one per se. But what it does is we have this whole big wide world, and we come here knowing what, well, we know what we want to experience. But we have umpteen million, infinite ways to have those experiences, right? There's no set way we can do it. So it's, it's not a bother. It's no bother about a little itinerary that this is what we're going to do today, and this is what we're going to do tomorrow, because I've got a 7-day vacation going, and Thursday I'm going to do this, and on Friday on my way to the airport I'm going to fly. I'm going to do this. We don't get to do that. But what we do get here is we get to come here in this vast, beautiful creation called Earth, and we get to experience it at any old way we want to the best, doing what we consider best or good. We could have a little fun with it. We could go off and get lost and get distracted or lose our way, have fun trying to find it again. That's the kind of, to me, that's a fun kind of trip. And it's a trip with you would think it would be a trip with no strings attached, and it's like, whatever goes, whatever you want to do. And you know what? It is. That's exactly how God, creation, creator, divine Father intended. This is your mission, Jean. Here. Now go on down there. Get it done. Go on, get it done. But have fun while you're doing it. Enjoy yourself. Laugh, whatever. Just experience. Have any experience you want. And there's a lot to do down there. All kinds of emotions and all kinds of feelings and all kind of acts you can do. All kind of love you can express. Or you don't even have to express love. You don't want to express love? You don't have to express love. You want to be angry and mad and worried and sick and all that? You want to experience sickness? Go on, whatever. Whatever it is you want to do, your merry way. Have it. That is life. And that's how you get to discover who you are. And you get to, and as you're going through this trip and this journey and having all these experiences with each other, with nature, with higher self, with your partners, with your enemies, with whoever. You get to have all these experiences, and you get to learn a little bit more about you. And my hope and what my desire would be and what I would teach my children is whatever it is that you do it to the best of your ability. Do your best. Do it good and make sure it is something that satisfies your heart. Listen to your heart, baby. That's what my grandma used to say. Listen to your heart. Your heart knows the way. Follow the heart. So we're discovering ourselves. Maybe I don't want to follow my heart today. We get that choice. We don't have to. But I do. I like to try to stay on track. I don't always. No matter how hard I try, I don't always. So we all start. We all start there. Start with the here we are, ready to enjoy this world and this life. And we as humans think that maybe that's all there is to it. That's it. But the life in us knows a whole lot better, knows more. So in the meantime, we're sitting there observing what we do as human, as flesh. It's got the answers. And if you connect to that observer, you connect to higher self. And if you're truly interested in understanding who you are and being enlightened and being aware and awakened to the truth of who and what you are, then you'll make that connection and you'll stay connected. We're beings. We're beings, and we be by doing. Now, I heard something the other day, because I know mindfulness, I promote mindfulness. I think that we should meditate and we should probably be in the present as much as we can. But we know we can't, right? We know we can't always be present. We can't always be in the moment. Can't do it. It's impossible. And I don't think that God, personally, I don't think that God intended, because if he did, I think that if God, and I'm using he, I'm using a pronoun, if God intended that, I don't think that we would need a memory. I don't think that we would need an imagination to go off into the future. But we have those. So we got them for a reason. So we use that memory to maybe not make the same silly mistakes we did before. Maybe you think that might be why we might need it. It might be one thing handy for it. And how about the imagination? Well, in the present or in the past, I tried and I tried. What else can I do? I can sit and I can connect to God and to the universe, and I can receive and all kind of wonders and thoughts and imaginations, and maybe I'll try that this time instead of what I did in the past. Right? So we need both, all three. We need all of it. We need to be present because we need to be grounded here. This is where it's all going to happen. Past is when it happened. The future is what we plan for it to happen. But here, so on this journey, we need all three of those. We need the future so we can plan. We need the past so we can have a recall of what we did before, so do we want to repeat it or not? But to do it, to have our being, is always in the present. To have that discovery of who you are is in the present. Those relationships that you have and you're going to learn from them, you're learning in the present. ING happens in the future, in the present. Planning, doing, singing, learning, relating, loving. If I put an ED on it, I did it already. It's done. I'm going to love tomorrow. That's a plan for tomorrow. But guess what? I may not see tomorrow. Flesh, girl, it's got it planned, got it mapped out, but I may not see tomorrow. So just know that being in the present, that's when we have our living. That's when we have our being. We have our life. We have our learning. We have those relationships. We meet, we greet, we connect now. And we enjoy. We worry now. But we're worried about something. It's usually something in the past or something that's going to happen. But whatever it's the if we are doing, being, seeing, acting, loving, and it's now, it's present. So I always kind of check myself on my trip when my day is done, and I look back and see what happened during the day, what I got done. I can tell how long I stayed grounded because of what I got done. Because I can't get it done yesterday, and I can't get it done if tomorrow's not here. So it's just a little hint that I gave you. So how do you figure out how? And I'm kind of went into number 2 where I'm talking about how you figure out your journey. You figure out your journey by being, by doing, by planning, by mapping it out and living it. Mm-hmm. Relationships with one another. We learn who we are by doing and being and having our existence, having the experience of human, of the existence. We learn about ourselves by relating to one another. I get a reflection of who I am by my relationships with each of you. And it's not what you say about me either that makes me understand. It's my reaction and relationship and response to that. It matters not to eternal self what you think of what you think. That's, no, that's for you. That's your part of the relationship. But my learning piece is how I respond to you. I get to know who I am by how you and I relate to one another. You learn you through me because I'm a mirror for you, and you're my mirror. All right. My daughter came by yesterday and said, which just kind of reminded me of that. She came by and she says, "Mom, I want to do some shadow work." What is shadow work? And I laughed. I thought it was cute. I said, she want to do shadow work, but she doesn't know what it is. Okay. I just said that. I didn't say that to her, though. I said, "Oh, darling," I said, "tell you what, the best way to do it." Well, she says, "How to do it?" And I said, "Well, the best way to do it is you want to start the next time somebody piss you off, start there." She says, "Huh?" I says, "Those triggers." I says, when you have to react to somebody because they made you mad, or you got to be, you just got to give them part of your mind, then that's a trigger that you probably have a shadow piece that maybe you need to go back and figure out, where in the world is that? Why does that bother me? Why does it bother me? Because I promise you, dear heart, my sweet daughter, that if you get upset, it's not the person, it's something in you that's triggered that's going to get mad, that's getting angry. So she said, oh, and she thought she thought I was this big hero and told her something that was grand. But hopefully, but she did add this when I did. She said, "Yeah, if I do that, it'll probably help me be a better parent, wouldn't it?" I wanted to go in the bathroom and cry because I said, "Yeah, how about that? And not just that, but you'll be a better husband. You'll be a better neighbor. You will be a better human being if you understand how to relate and respond in love and giving, rather than anger, frustration, worrying. Worry. That's something that you can look at. If you're working on shadows and things, anything that you are not happy and content with, start there. If you want to do shadow work, and that's what I told her yesterday. But anyway, I want to actually leave that with you, that we learn that journey into ourselves and that journey into nature and the journey into just understanding the world and life here as a human being and the experience that we have. That is how we discover who we are. That is how we discover ourselves. And not just superficial self. I mean that deep down person, that person that sits down in the depths, the core of our being, that everlasting peace, that God peace. You want to understand that piece. And I tell you, it takes an infinite number of lives and lifetimes of relationships to get to the bottom of it. I don't even know. Is there a bottom to infinity? I don't think so. So we just keep doing it. We keep developing, and we keep becoming more and more aware and enlightened. And who knows, maybe we'll be I don't know, what do you call those, ascended masters or enlightened Jesus Christ? Maybe we'll be Jesus. I don't know. But anyway, but the last thing I want to leave with you is that, how's your journey going? How is your journey going into yourself? Are you living your true self? Have you discovered who you truly are? Have you lived that authentic person? And that authentic person is totally unconcerned with what Jean thinks about them. Totally unconcerned about the definition and the identities that I give you. But they are very much in tune with that person in themselves. And they know what makes them at peace and what makes them happy and what makes them warm and what puts passion in their life. There's no worry. There's nothing to prove to anybody but that self, that contentment, that peace. And I tell you, it's a peace that surpasses understanding, and it's a peace that eludes us often because we're stuck in reality, and reality sometimes brings us stuff to worry about. It brings us sickness. It brings us being ill. It brings us, losing a job, losing a loved one, having sorrow. Life does that. That's part of the experience that eternal God life, peace, wanted to have, wanted to experience, wanted to understand. So we as human, we're giving ourselves to be that authentic person. We must give ourselves over to that authentic piece of us, to be the guide, to be the headlight, to be the roadmap, if you would, to give us the itinerary for our lives, how we want to do it, how we want to live it, how we want to understand it, how we want to relate to one another. How are you doing? Right now, in this moment, how would you evaluate your journey so far? How do you feel about you? How do you feel about living your truth? Do you know what your truth is? Do you know what your CC truth is, Norma truth is, Joan truth? Do you know what your truth is? Without a doubt, without a worry, without a frustration, without having to feel like I got to prove something to somebody else, without masked. And now I talked about our safety mask. I mean, the mask that we wear, pretending that we're something that we're not, acting like the other person because we like the way they act or the way like what they got and how they be. But we put aside who we're created to be. We don't even bother about trying to go and discover it. Not blaming anybody, I'm not saying, I'm just talking. But how are we doing on our journey? Have you got lost a few times, found your way back? I have. So I want to leave you there. I want to leave that with you. I want you to, without a doubt, understand that you're in the midst of your journey, because I don't see any babies with me this afternoon. So you're on the journey. You've been on the journey for a bit. Some of us longer than the others. And some of us will be on the journey sometime longer, you know. Are you having fun? You're getting over those sicknesses. You're getting over those, those squabbles and quarrels and you're understanding and realizing that the only thing that's going to happen is going to happen now, in the moment. You don't spend too much time in the past, do you? Unless you're remembering something or getting something and you're going to the future when you're planning. Okay. Don't spend all your time planning now. Because then when you get to the end of the day and you evaluate, what did you do today? I planned all day. That's something I do. And I laugh. I laugh because some days I do nothing. I'll admit it. But do check. I'm going to actually leave that with you. I'm going to say, you are on a journey. You were born. Here you are in the midst of it. Assess where you've been. Connect with higher self and find out where you want to go. Evaluate, are you living your truth? Are you being the authentic you, the best you that you know how to be, until you continue to go on your journey way and you open up and you become more aware the next day, because you're not what you was a year ago. And you're not going to be, my grandmama, and you're not going to be the way you are now. You're going to get that education. You're going to wake up. You're going to become aware. You're going to live your truth. You're going to realize who you are and whose you are and what you are equipped with. And when the world is going its crazy way, you're going to live the Joan way, the real Joan, the real Norma, my brother. You're going to live the real you, not part of you and part of her, but all of me. I want to live all of Jean. That's what I came here for. Bottom line, though, enjoy the journey. I don't care if it makes you happy to worry, if that makes you happy. I hope not. But whatever it takes to make you happy, to make that give you joy. Because we did come here to be happy and to be joyful, to love, and to love what we do, and to love each other and who we are, where we are. So enjoy, manifest. Can't do it by yourself. Got to have a partner. Got to have your co-creator. You're not a creator by yourself, like creator or creation. You have to have each other. And you want to do it the best. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to encourage you to enjoy your life, know who you are. Enjoy the journey, y'all. I love you, and I'm in the moment. I love you. I am loving you right now. And I appreciate this time spent with you guys. God bless you. Manifest best, and I will see you in 6 weeks. Thank you.